You know, I've noticed something really fascinating happening on social media lately.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Just the sheer amount of video content, it feels like. Like the flow never stops, does it?
No, it really doesn't. And the consistency is, well, it's almost unnerving sometimes. You see these accounts just posting videos constantly.
Day after day.
Yeah, day after day. The quality is always sharp. The message is clear. And somehow the person on screen, the host, they never seem to take a sick day. Never look tired.
Right. And that level of output, well, it isn't really happening manually, is it?
No way.
The secret, behind this kind of perpetual content engine is the AI avatar.
Oh.
And what it really solves is that massive, exhausting problem of, well, creator burnout, business owner burnout.
That solution.
Yeah.
That's the core insight here, I think. This isn't just some, fun new tech toy.
Not at all.
This is a very real, high-value business opportunity. It's all about operational leverage, really.
Absolutely. So welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to cut straight to the blueprint for building an AI avatar service business. We really want to show you exactly how this service tackles a fundamental consistency problem in the market.
Yeah, our mission today is to break down the core mechanics for you. So we'll kick things off by defining what these AI avatars actually are, and maybe what makes them look so real these days.
Then we'll get into why selling the service, which really means selling time and consistency, why that's fundamentally more valuable than just, selling access to the software itself.
And finally, we're going to break down the four top ways our sources say you can monetize this service right now, including what they're calling the current gold mine of recurring revenue.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this.
Right.
So first things first, we need to start with just a plain English definition. When we talk about an AI avatar, what exactly are we talking about?
Okay, simply put, an AI avatar is basically a digital version of a human. Now, that person could be real, or they could be completely made up, fabricated.
Okay.
And these digital copies, they're powered by AI, which lets them speak, act, and interact on someone's behalf.
And the creation process, it actually sounds pretty straightforward, like stacking specific Lego blocks of data almost.
It kind of is. You generally need three core ingredients. First up, you need a clear image, like a good photo of the person's face. Second, you need a short video clip, usually just say 2 to 5 minutes long, of that actual person speaking.
Right.
And the third ingredient is just an audio recording of their voice. You combine those three things, and, well, you've got the foundation for a digital clone that can generate video content from just a simple text script.
It's probably worth acknowledging the different types out there, too.
Yeah, good point. There are, AI character avatars, folk news hosts or maybe cartoon figures.
Sure.
You've also got professional avatars, sometimes called stock avatars. You see those a lot in, corporate training videos.
Right, the more generic ones.
Exactly. But the major business opportunity that we're focusing on today is the personal AI avatar. This is the digital copy of a specific real person, a CEO, an executive coach, or maybe a high-profile influencer.
Gotcha. And that ability to clone a specific high-value individual, that's what really opens the door for that constant, consistent content delivery we were talking about.
Precisely. And the technology has matured quite a bit, too.
Yeah.
It's moved way past that kind of robotic stage we saw just a few years ago.
We keep hearing about the uncanny valley, right? That kind of weird feeling when something looks almost human, but not quite right. So what was the foundational technological leap that allowed these avatars to move beyond that uncanny valley and look, well, so natural now?
Yeah, the big leap was really in the deep learning models, specifically things called generative adversarial networks, or GANs. They got much better at creating those subtle, realistic facial movements, and skin textures needed to look truly natural.
Ah, okay. So it was the underlying AI getting much more sophisticated at mimicking those micro details.
Exactly. That's what bridged the gap.
Okay, that makes sense. Which leads us right into the critical business problem this whole service actually solves. We all know video content is just essential now, right? For brand building, customer trust.
Well, absolutely. It's table stakes.
Yeah.
But creating quality video consistently, it's a massive burden.
Huge. It takes immense time. You need expensive gear often, or a team.
Right.
And honestly, just spending 8 hours filming intros and outros for 30 short clips, it's exhausting. That content fatigue is so real.
It really is. And the result is that most business owners, they start strong, maybe with good intentions, but then they just give up.
Yeah.
Their social media pages go quiet, they look inconsistent, maybe even dead. And all the while, the owner feels guilty because they're just too busy running the actual business.
That's precisely why this isn't really about selling the tech itself. That feels like a race to the bottom on price.
Hmm.
You're selling the operational solution to a really expensive problem. You're selling operational leverage. You're selling consistency. And ultimately, you're selling time back to them.
I think the analogy used in the source material really hits this home. It's like, think about a logo designer.
Right.
Businesses don't want to spend 100 hours learning Photoshop themselves. They just hire a designer because they want the logo.
Right. They want the outcome, not the tool learning process.
Exactly. And that's the service model here. Clients don't want the hassle of figuring out the complexities of tools like HeyGen or Synthesia. They just want consistent, high-quality content delivered automatically.
So you, the service provider, you become the system builder who kind of handles all that back-end complexity for them.
Precisely.
But, if these specialized tools like HeyGen already exist and they're pretty widely available, why is it so hard for business owners or their marketing teams to just adopt them without outside help? Is it just the lack of time, or is the actual technical setup, like connecting HeyGen to Zapier to a CRM, is that just too complex for the average team?
I think it's mostly the complexity of the workflow integration. Building and maintaining that whole automated system requires a specialized skill set and ongoing attention that most businesses just don't have in-house or, frankly, the bandwidth to develop. They need a specialist.
Gotcha. It's the system, not just the tool.
Right.
Okay, so let's pivot now to the actual opportunities. The four major ways our sources say you can monetize this service right now, starting with the front lines, sales and marketing. Opportunity number one is customized video outreach. Heavy B2B sales focus here.
Yeah, this is about using those AI avatars to create really personalized videos, but at scale for hundreds of leads. So instead of just a plain kind of boring mass email.
Which everyone ignores.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The potential client gets a short video where, say, the head of sales avatar greets them by name, maybe mentions their specific company. It's much more engaging.
And the mechanism behind that is pretty powerful, right? You create one core video template with the avatar. Then you use automation tools like Zapier or Make.com to pull in lead data like name company straight from a CRM.
And the AI just renders a unique, personalized video for every single lead on that list automatically.
Wow. And the monetization here sounds pretty compelling because the ROI seems so clear and immediate for the client.
It really can be.
Mhm.
You typically charge a setup fee, maybe, I don't know, $1,500 to $3,000, something like that, to build out the automation system.
Okay.
But the real kicker, the potential big money, is charging per booked call. Maybe something like $100 per qualified meeting scheduled directly from those videos.
$100 a meeting. That sounds like an easy sell for most B2B companies.
It often is, yeah. But there's a potential downside.
Okay.
That market, the personalized sales video market, it's getting kind of crowded, which means those high per call prices might be difficult to sustain long term. Plus, you really need solid B2B sales expertise to make it work effectively.
Right. The tech becoming commoditized could push prices down.
It could. And that's maybe why we should look at opportunity number 2, using UGC avatars for marketing campaigns.
Okay, UGC. We should probably define that quickly.
Right. UGC just stands for user-generated content. Think of those like natural-looking product reviews or testimonials you see all over TikTok and Instagram.
Got it. The authentic style stuff.
Exactly. And e-commerce brands, especially beauty or fashion brands, they need to test dozens of ad scripts really quickly to see what works.
Instead of hiring 50 different actors, which is slow and expensive.
Right. You, the service provider, create a diverse group of influencer-style avatars. Different ages, styles, backgrounds. Then the brand sends you, say, 30 different ad scripts they want to test.
And you can just generate 30 polished-looking UGC-style videos almost instantly using those avatars.
Precisely. Rapid testing unlocked. Monetization here is usually through video packages like 30 videos for maybe $3,000.
Oh.
Or you could set up a monthly retainer for ongoing ad testing needs.
We should probably touch on the ethical side here, too.
Yeah, definitely. The service provider and the client really need to decide upfront about transparency. Are they going to clearly state that the content is AI generated? The source materials suggest that transparency often helps build audience trust in the long run. But sometimes clients might just choose to treat it like hiring a very cost-effective, maybe non-union actor. It's a choice they need to make.
That makes sense. Okay, so thinking about those two models, if the sales outreach model has such a clear, high potential ROI, like that $100 per booked meeting, why might the UGC ad model actually be a safer entry point for someone starting out in this space?
It's arguably safer because UGC delivery is mostly about creative production. You make the videos. It doesn't necessarily require that deep, immediate B2B systems integration expertise or setting up complex, potentially fragile automations right away. The barrier to entry is just a bit lower.
Gotcha. Less technical risk up front.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on from the fast-paced sales and marketing money, let's look at the next two models. These seem to tap into more stable, perhaps larger-scale enterprise revenue streams. Opportunity 3 is creating HR training videos and course material.
Right. This one targets the large corporate and education markets. Think about all those massive, kind of boring employee handbook PDFs or compliance documents that companies have.
Yeah, the ones nobody reads.
Exactly. So your service takes that dry text and converts it into engaging video courses, often using those professional stock avatars we mentioned earlier.
This feels like a very stable opportunity, doesn't it? Big companies always need training, compliance updates.
It's incredibly stable, but the crucial selling point here, the real magic, isn't just the initial creation of the course.
Okay, what is it then?
It's the ease of updating the content. Imagine a company policy changes. Normally, that means rehiring an expensive video production team, scheduling shoots. It's a whole thing.
Right, a huge hassle and expense.
But with the AI avatar system, they just need to change one sentence in the script for that specific video module and then re-render it. It can literally take 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's a massive operational win over time.
Yeah.
Huge cost savings on updates.
It's huge. So monetization here usually starts with a larger project fee. The source mentioned maybe $15,000 to transform an entire employee handbook into a video course.
That's a decent project size.
Yeah. And then, crucially, you layer in annual contracts for handling those inevitable policy updates and content maintenance. That gives you recurring, stable revenue.
There's a really interesting upsell idea mentioned here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Targeting experts, coaches, consultants, authors, people who already have mountains of existing content, like old blog posts, podcast transcripts, and offering to convert all of that existing material into a complete, ready-to-sell video course using their own personal AI avatar.
So you're basically creating a whole new digital product line for them,
Yeah.
automatically leveraging their existing work.
Yeah.
Smart.
Very smart. Which brings us nicely to opportunity number 4, the one the source material specifically calls the golden opportunity, and that's social media marketing content.
Okay, the golden opportunity. This sounds like the big one.
It seems like it. This is basically the system we talked about at the very beginning. You clone the CEO or the key influencer just once.
Right. Get the avatar set up.
And then you, the service provider, take over their entire monthly content creation process, the writing, the production, the posting, everything.
Yeah.
And the key is the client never needs to step in front of a camera again after that initial cloning.
Wow. No more filming days.
None. So you charge a setup fee, maybe $1,000 to $2,000, something like that, to create the avatar and map out the initial strategy.
Okay.
But the real gold mine here is the monthly retainer, which the source says typically runs from $3,000 all the way up to $6,000 per month.
$3,000 to $6,000 a month per client.
Per client. And that's the recurring revenue that really changes the game for the service provider's business stability.
Woo. Okay. Just imagine scaling that. Getting that level of content generation consistency, that visibility across like a dozen major industry leaders who are all paying you between $3,000 and $6,000 a month. That's seriously powerful leverage and a very steady income stream.
Yeah. Incredibly steady. And the beauty of it, according to the source, is that this service becomes inherently sticky.
Sticky. How so?
Well, once a client gets used to not having to spend a full day filming content every month, they are never going to want to go back to the old, painful way of doing it.
Yeah, I can see that. Once you taste that freedom.
Exactly. Plus, there's a neat flywheel effect. The agency providing the service can actually use its own AI avatar for its marketing, demonstrating in real time that the concept works and attracting new clients.
That makes perfect sense. Prove the value by living it. So beyond just the high retainer fee itself, what really makes this social media content model so stable and attractive for the service provider?
I think it boils down to the value proposition. The service sells scalable consistency and high leverage time back to the client. And for a busy CEO or business owner, that's arguably the most valuable and the most difficult thing for them to produce themselves reliably. You're solving their biggest content headache.
Yeah, that's a very clear, high-value solution. Makes sense why it's called the golden opportunity.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize all of this. If we boil it down, the core takeaway seems really clear, doesn't it? This business isn't really about the cool AI tech itself.
No, not fundamentally. It's about providing the ultimate solution to, well, content burnout,
Yeah.
and the problem of market inconsistency. People just struggle to show up consistently online.
Right. The service provider acts as that essential system builder. You're giving clients operational leverage. You're essentially selling high leverage time back to clients who are just too swamped running their main business to manage constant content production themselves.
Yeah, that captures it well. And while, you know, all four of these models seem viable, those $3,000 to $6,000 monthly retainers that come from the social media content model, that really does represent the most profitable and sticky opportunity right now, based on this analysis.
Yeah, the recurring revenue aspect is key. I still find myself sometimes underestimating the friction involved in scaling any service business, even one built on cool automation like this. It just highlights how much ongoing attention and refinement these high-value systems really demand to maintain quality over time.
That's a really fair point. It's never quite set it and forget it, is it? There's always tuning. I'll admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes when trying to maintain a consistent voice for something, which just underscores how valuable that professional consistency like this avatar service offers truly is.
Absolutely. So look, this deep dive really covered the what and the why of this AI avatar service business. The obvious next step, of course, is figuring out the how.
Right, like how do you actually acquire clients for this? And how do you set up the seamless service delivery that's needed to justify those pretty high retainers?
Exactly. That's a whole other deep dive, perhaps for another time.
Mhm.
But let me leave you, our listener, with one final, maybe provocative thought to chew on as we wrap up.
Okay, let's hear it.
If a personal AI avatar is successfully cloned and it starts handling essentially all public communications for, say, a CEO, what happens ethically and legally? If that avatar may be driven by a new script, perhaps even one slightly misinterpreted by the AI, accidentally makes a misleading statement, or maybe even a fraudulent claim, a claim the real CEO later has to disavow.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tricky one. Who's liable? What does authenticity even mean then?
Exactly. That's the kind of complex, high-stakes question I think we're all going to be watching very, very closely as this technology becomes more widespread.
Absolutely. Fascinating times ahead.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Until next time.